Hi everyone, this is Angela from Anjali Mudra Yoga in Laval. I wanted to make a little video for you about breathing. First, just a little bit of anatomy because I like anatomy. The diaphragm, which is the primary muscle of respiration, the movement of the diaphragm is kind of like an umbrella going inside out. So it goes from the umbrella shape to flat and back. So this is the inhale, pushing down, and actually the muscle is pushing from the center to open up our umbrella. Okay, it goes straight, it doesn't actually go inside out, obviously. It just goes flat. So when you breathe in, the pressure in the abdomen increases, allowing the belly to rise. The pressure in the chest goes down, bringing the diaphragm down, and then the reverse happens. So in the last bit of inhale, actually, you lift the chest. So the first movement of the inhale, you expand the belly. And in the last part of the movement, you use our secondary respirator muscles. So the secondary muscles are the pec minor, the scalenes, which is that turtleneck that we have, okay? And then the sternocleido-occipital-mastoid muscles, which goes like that. Okay, so these are our secondary respirator muscles. So in the second part of our respiration, we use chest, neck. Now, people, when they're stressed, use the secondary respirator muscles more than the primary mechanism of abdomen, diaphragm. So you see people like that, stressed, anxious, some kind of shocking thing happening. It all happens here. And shoulders too. So, in other words, even if we are pretty laid back as people and we don't think we gather tension here, there's still quite a lot of tension there. So I'm going to give you some things to do to release this tension of the secondary respirator muscles. So we'll start with the neck. You're going to bring your hand down towards the ground as if it was going to be touching the ground. Okay, so the hand is flat. And then we just release the neck to the opposite side. So you want to have the arm moving down and then the weight of the head just sort of relaxing to the other side, letting gravity do the work, but the arm is engaged. And then you come up. You can let go of the hand now, but we're going to bring the shoulders back and bring the head diagonally. So this gets some of the upper back muscles. Always breathing full breaths during these and as much as possible into the belly. And then coming up, we do the same on the other side. The hand as if it's going to touch the ground. And then releasing the hand and going diagonally, shoulders back, diagonally to get those upper trap muscles. And then coming up, we're going to place one hand on the skin of the chest and lift the chin up. And then take a few different angles. And you can even move the hand a little bit, hanging out wherever you feel tension in the neck. And there's usually quite a lot of tension here we don't realize. And then another thing we can do is, this can be a little bit sensitive, but you can take the skin and pinch and roll the skin. So I'm doing kind of like this movement with the skin of the neck. And you run it along the sternocleidooccipital mastoid. It's this prominent muscle. Let's see if I can make it bounce a little here. And if the skin gets a little pink, that's all right. And you'll probably notice that one side is maybe more tense than the other. We tend to rarely be very symmetrical in our lives. Head is always a little bit to one side. And then lastly, we're going to use the wall behind. And you're going to bring one arm onto the wall and open up the chest. You don't have to go very far. You'll see that the tension builds in the fascia along the arm and the neck before you even feel like right down to the muscle. So that's fine. You want to stretch the fascia. So you might feel it all the way from the wrist, upper arm, chest area. And you want to play with the angles a little bit so you can go down, rotating the hand out, a little bit higher. And you can stay here for quite a while because the tension is going to move as it releases. It'll move to different areas along that fascial line of the arm. And always remembering to do both sides. And the areas of tension, the points where you pause to hang out, will be maybe different. And if you go up higher, you're getting a little bit the fascia under the armpit and the pec minor, which rests underneath the pec major. So those are the stretches for the upper body breathing mechanism. The reason why I'm doing those is because as a pregnant person, the mechanism that allows the belly to open and the diaphragm to descend is compromised. So more of my breathing is up here, so more of my tension is up here. So pregnant women can sometimes have tension here that they notice, or you can have hands that become tingly or numb. And that's because of the tension along here. This is where the nerve passes. Okay, so you might feel waking up in the morning, or if you keep your hands still, that the hands get tingly and numb. This is a good way to help the circulation and the nerve passageway to open up. And it helps the breathing. So as much as I love back bends, the back bends actually don't stretch the diaphragm. They will stretch the accessory muscles, the abdomen, and side bending is going to stretch the intercostal muscles, which are part of breathing. But the diaphragm never really gets stretched. So back bending is nice for a lot of things, but it doesn't get actually to the diaphragm. In another video, I'm going to show you how to stretch the diaphragm. The diaphragm has attachment on the skin. So there's a technique that we can do, but I can't do it because I can't grab the skin the way you would if you weren't pregnant. So I'm going to use someone to help me and demonstrate how you can actually stretch the diaphragm itself. And it really gives a nice release. The breath just goes like whew, big full breath after that. So I'll show that in another video, but for now, this helps a lot with all of your secondary respirator muscles. And